Hello, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Energy Geek Speak. It's been quite a while since I've been here speaking about any kind of energy geekdom. I'm back and forth a little bit. What you will see me offering are some talks on the elemental natures of the Body Deva and unpacking what all of that is. But I did want to add, because I haven't been here in a while, I wanted to add some things that I'm interested in these days or having some gleans about. And so, as you can tell by the title, we're talking about the koshas, or the sheaths of conscious awareness of incarnation, and the pain body. The 5 koshas and the pain body, the 5 sheaths of awareness and the pain body. So let's get in right away. Start unpacking. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Energy Geek Speak. It's been quite a while since I've been here speaking about any kind of energy geekdom. I'm back and forth a little bit. What you will see me offering are some talks on the elemental natures of the Body Deva and unpacking what all of that is. But I did want to add, because I haven't been here in a while, I wanted to add some things that I'm interested in these days or having some gleans about. And so, as you can tell by the title, we're talking about the koshas, or the sheaths of conscious awareness of incarnation, and the pain body. The 5 koshas and the pain body, the 5 sheaths of awareness and the pain body. So let's get in right away. Start unpacking. Hello, hello. And again, my name is Christine Marguerite of LOVEVOLVENERGY. I put Blossom in there because Blossom is consciousness that I channel, and sometimes this consciousness comes through. So that may or may not happen. So let's dive into this. The 5 sheaths of awareness, the 5 koshas, and the pain body, which also has layers or dimensions to that as well. Let's start with the koshas. What do we mean by the sheaths or the koshas? Koshas is a Sanskrit term coming from the yoga tradition, from the Hindu yoga tradition. And kosha means sheath. You might think of it more as concentric circles. So there would be a core, and from that core, radiating outward, creating another layer, radiating out from that, creating another layer. So the one beneath it radiates the next layer, though the next layer is distinct, and onward and onward. What we talk about in yoga philosophy is the 5 primary koshas. Now, whether I post that here, I think I'll post it now. There's this beautiful illustration of this by Pam Beckers. She did that, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago from the Integral Yoga. Or she's an integral yoga therapist, or she was anyway, from the Integral Yoga Institute. She has this beautiful illustration and all the written information about each of these layers or sheaths, each of these koshas of existence. So briefly, I'll go through all of them just to name them and give a brief idea of what they're about. And then we're going to focus right in the middle ones because they relate specifically to the pain body. Although everything interweaves, interdigitates. If you're a Shinzen young person, you know what that word is, interdigitate, and weaves together. And so nothing is separate from the other, but for convenience, in order to speak about individual expressions, we tweeze it apart and we talk about individual ones. So the primary base of manifestation, and you could call it the densest one, is Anandamaya Kosha. And that is simply the physical beingness, the physical body, Anandamaya Kosha. So if you're working with the chakra system, that may be clear to you what chakras those are, the downward. And perhaps I'll go through that, but this is not really about detailing all of the koshas. Let's just say Anandamaya Kosha, Anamaya, Maya, earth, physicality. Emerging and radiating out in a less dense arena is Pranamaya Kosha. Prana. Everybody, if you are a yogi, I shouldn't say everybody, but many people these days know prana as the energy life force, or chi, ki. Energy life force contained often within the breath, but pranamaya kosha is the energy body. Less dense from that, from anamaya kosha, pranamaya kosha, the third sheath, the third kosha, is manomaya kosha. That is the emotional body. So interestingly enough, manomaya kosha is less dense than, in this map of manifestation, incarnation, is less dense than pranamaya kosha, than the energy body. Now, let's just look at that for just a second. Not everybody would agree with that. Not everybody believes that is true. So interesting, just keep that in mind. This is simply a map. A map. Manomaya kosha, the emotional body. Vajrayana is the next. Vajrayana would be the fourth sheath. Vajrayana, and again, if you're Buddhist or Hindu yogi, you know that word Vajra, Vishna, not Vajra, Vishnayaya, Vishna, not Vajra. Vajra is Vishnayaya, has to do with the mental body. We are calling it, or what is it often referred to in its highest aspect, is the wisdom body, the sheath of wisdom, of knowing, of cognition, of executive function. Vishnamaya Kosha. The final sheath encapsulating and infusing all of that is Anandamaya Kosha. Anandamaya Kosha. And again, a familiar word, Ananda, bliss. This is the bliss body. Holding and encapsulating it all. Anandamaya Kosha. Not to be confused with Anamaya Kosha, which is what the sheath we started with, the core physicality, traveling through to Anandamaya Kosha, the bliss body, the most subtle and yet most pervasive of all. That is the brief map, and hopefully you've been looking at the picture here that's been overlaid as I've been speaking. Those are the 5 sheaths, the 5 koshas within the yogic system. Let's now look at the pain body, popularized these days by Eckhart Tolle. I believe that he may have a book about it, or he has spoken about it for many years. The pain body. I recently I practice a lot with Steve Nobel, who you may know. I will mention him quite frequently in a lot of the videos I produce here on Evolve Within Love Group, Evolve Within Love Group, whose name is changing perhaps soon. I was recently doing one of his guided meditations where we did a lot of clearing and cleansing, working with 0 point energy and the violet flame, et cetera, et cetera. And we looked particularly at the pain body. And he described it thusly as a way to organize how to approach some energy work with the pain body. You may choose to approach it in this way. He talked about it I'm going to share with you now, in terms of layers of the pain body. And perhaps other people do this as well. I haven't completely done my research on this, but let's just offer it up here. The pain body as well can be thought of as concentric layers. Now, for each of us, my belief is the core of the pain body would be the pain from this current life path, your current lived life experience in this particular body, in this particular lifetime. So pain from this particular lifetime. Layered after that, and the next concentric circle for me, for many people, although it may be different for you, and I would really like everybody who's listening to this to pay attention to this next part and to really own what your particular truth, what your particular pain body contains. And for all I know, yours is resonant and clear and vibratory and simply deals with the moment by moment particular ouch, as opposed to a clinging, aversive, long-held suffering. So when we're speaking about the pain body, we are talking more about suffering, pain that that sticks around, as opposed to the momentary discomfort, dukkha, the momentary discomfort, dissatisfaction, and ouch. So to repeat, that your personal, this living lifetime pain, suffering. The next layer for me is other lifetimes. Now I say other lifetimes and not past or future or multidimensional lifetimes, because yes, it includes all of those. So other lifetimes lived, experienced, that have a path and a thread within a duality nature, because only in duality do we have suffering. So other lifetime, is that clear? Other lifetime suffering is the next layer of the pain body. The third layer, perhaps there are more, but we're working, what I'm working with and what I'm looking at are these three. The third layer is the inherited family line, hereditary stories and suffering that have been inherited from your mother line and your father line, passed down to you, that is contained as a sheath, as a layer, as a concentric layer within your particular pain body. So your pain body, as a way to organize it, and by organizing it, perhaps keeps it a little bit more manageable. This lifetime suffering, other lifetime suffering that you're experiencing in the present, and her inherited lifetimes that you're experiencing in the present, in your conscious awareness or not, suffering. I ought to also mention that the present lifetime suffering typically has to do with past. Rarely does it have very much to do with the present, although there may be pain in the present. There's typically not suffering unless it is dragged into from the past or lassoed in from the future. That being said, does that make sense? In the very present moment, the pain body is simply what it is. With these attachments of your history of this lifetime, from birth until this point, and from this point until death, those sufferings are the present lifetime pain body. So what's really interesting here, if we look at that concentric layered sphere of the pain body and match it against the map of the koshas, yes, perhaps it could be directly overlaid and match into all layers and levels of the koshas. It seems to me that within the Anandamaya Kosha of the emotional body and the Vijnamaya Kosha of the wisdom body are where these inheritances of the pain body reside, that there are correlations. So you might be able to say that between the Manomaya Kosha, the emotional sheath, and the Vijnamaya Kosha, the wisdom sheath, those two sheaths contain the pain body. If you needed correlations and a way to map those things. What's interesting, I believe, about both of these things, within the kosha system, within the sheath system, the next sheath is Anandamaya Kosha, the bliss body. When the bliss body touches the pain body, it begins to dissolve the pain. It begins to feed into it. So let's take our view to the other map of the pain body map. Personal pain layer, other lifetime suffering layer, inherited suffering layer. That sphere of the pain body, say it's spherical, could be overlaid with Anandamaya Kosha, with a layer of bliss, with the bliss body. Is contained within the bliss body, which is a good sign. And yay, the bliss body moves from the inside out and from the outside in and is contained within every kosha layer, level, and body that you have, including the pain body, as pure potentiate and pure potential of freedom and release from suffering into pain that simply has its own flow and process of relief and release within it. So there you go, clear as mud, I hope. Something to pay attention to there as you move into your own energy work. To take the map of the sheaths of the koshas when you're working with your suffering, to use these energy within energy work, and certainly energy work is within the pranamaya kosha. However, as a felt experience, the pain is often, although it will have reverberations within the pranamaya kosha and the Anandamaya Kosha, of course, to work with the pain body specifically, we are working with the heart and the mind, the Vijnamaya Kosha and the Manomaya Kosha. As a way to approach your energy work, you may use these maps to help you have an easy entry, a gentle entry, particularly the map of the pain body. Is it personal this time pain? Is it as well or distinctly exclusive to other lifetime suffering? Is it linked to all or exclusive to inherited suffering? That could be something very much to pay attention to. And it will facilitate an ease of flow and release, particularly as you're moving from awareness from the inside and outside with the bliss body, with the kind heart and kind awareness of Anandamaya Kosha and the Anandamaya Kosha, the sheath of bliss that moves from the inside out. Just a gentle tip that may be helpful for you and your light worker practice, your energy worker practice, or perhaps your shamanic practice as well. So thank you for joining me very much. I have a bunch of things coming up this summer, and who knows when this will come out, but through July, August, and September, I will be doing a project where we awaken the Body Deva through the elemental forces, moving all the way from source energy down to the elemental energy in Gaia's heart as it resonates with each of the elemental bodies, which is yet another way of approaching. And certainly your Body Deva, which is the consciousness of your body, the body mind, the body heart, the energy body, all in one as the body consciousness. So that's what's coming up. And of course, yet another yearly retreat. And I think we'll do just day longs, and there'll be a day long sometime in August, and I'll have those days out very soon. And then something longer coming in October. And again, of course, we'll be working with the sense gates as always, and the heart practices, the divine abodes, the Brahma Viharas. And this time we may be adding some movement into all of this and doing some movement meditation. For indeed, I'm going to be part of an offering at a physical in-person retreat towards the end of September, the Divine Design Academy spiritual retreat that happens in Georgia, the end of September. And right after that, I'll be doing, not right after, a couple weeks after that, I'll be doing my online meditation retreat. In the meantime, if you haven't yet signed up for Body of Design this summer, I'm one of the channeling assistants for the Divine Design Academy with my friend Lauren Entrafermo, who's leading it and sort of guiding all of us through it. And I'll be in support assistance capacity for that 12-week course this coming summer. So join us for all of those things. There'll be links down below. And it's good to be back. It's good to be back. Much love to all of you. Mwah. Peace, blessings all.